Good morning, YouTubers. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days away from the third Via de Bravo toad ceremony for your humble servant, Johnny Frog. I think my proper name is Johnny Frog. I think Robin Kazmarczyk was my name. It's a good name. I used it many years. Still like it. But really my name, my correct form of address, and I may even go for the legal change. My real name is Johnny Frog, because there's a Robin Kazmarczyk before the Toads, and there's a Robin Kazmarczyk after the Toads, and they're not the same person. No, they're not the same person. There's before Toads, after Toads. Now, I wish I could have said that about peyote mushrooms, LSD, DMT, ABC, CBS, but Toads, specifically the Sonoran Desert toad and the Colorado River toad, their poison has a particularly, their neurotoxin has a particularly liberating is the word, liberating effect on the human psyche. Whereas the errors that you've made in the past, the false ideas, false concepts, the fears, anxieties, all the shit that has been holding you back gets wiped out with one toke. On the second toke, which is the one I've done already, you can start to reprogram what you need out of for yourself and for others. You can start to rephrase your language so that it's useful to the universe and to others. Third toke, I don't know. That's an interrogation, because I have never taken a third toke of the toad. And what I can share with you is that it's really fucking cold in Via de Bravo. It feels like snow out there, but the sun's coming out, thanks God. What I can really share with you about this whole trip is that there is in the Hindu scriptures something called Shakti, energy. Shaktas are people that utilize energy as a form of yoga to get closer to God. I had never been able to go through the entire Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Forgive us our daily sins as we forgive those who sin against us. I'm still a little hazy on it. But anyways, I've never been able to get through it. And with the toad I did. So the Holy Spirit, something that I've actually felt a little bit. And I'm a witch doctor, so that's not an easy thing to do. Because the Bible and, the Catholic Church and all those thousands and millions of dead call out for justice on a daily basis if you're a witch, if you're a real witch. And, whoa! Why don't you join the Toad Challenge, YouTubers? Why don't you say to yourselves, self, I'm going to do like Johnny Frog here, and I'm going to do the Toad Challenge of doing 3 toad puffs before I die. And if you can do that, hey, good for you. Many are called and few are chosen, whatever, all that stuff. Find your own Holy Spirit, man. You get your own higher connection with whatever spirits you need to get into contact with. I've been cleaning house. Oh, very important thing for the vanquishing of ego, you have to find a certified spiritual master. Now, Tim is mine because he's the human being that brought me the toad. And he's the first one that actually showed me how to use the toad. So he's the correct person for the job right now, until he dies. But basically, the idea here is that Tim told me that the toad is the spiritual master. That means we have a non-human spiritual master. We have a little creepy crawly that stays asleep all year and comes out briefly, but pokes out his head at night and hops around. And I didn't meet my master yet. I don't know whose poison it was that I took. But I know he or she is out there. I think it's a he. He's out there, and I know that maybe we'll never meet, but hopefully I'll meet another master soon, and I'll have him or her in my hands, and I'll coax the teaching out of my master so that my master can show me the way, and I don't have to worry about my ego getting in the way. Because in the spiritual path, the greatest adversary is pride. And pride is hardest to vanquish when you're closest to the truth. Because when you have the truth, or you're close to the truth, or you feel the truth is in you, it's natural to be proud of that. Very complicated paradox of language. Fortunately, my Toadmaster took me out of language. So out of language, I'm sharing this in language through a device called In My Heart, the Dajjal, the one beast that sees all and understands nothing, because it's the only way I have to share it. And I want this to go out to as many of you as it can, so that at least one of you out there will be inspired to do what I'm doing. We are 5 days away from the ceremony. Count them again. Hyperventilating, pranayama, yoga, those things work. Okay, we are 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 4 days away from the third toad ceremony, and here's something really, really funky about that. During the second ceremony, I told Tim, my master, my Toadmaster, what a title. I told my Toadmaster, I said, Toadmaster, Tim, Toadmaster, Brother Tim, I called him Brother Tim. Brother Tim, the best part of the toad was not during the intake of the venom. It was right before, when you cleansed me ritually with all these tools of cleansing. And I began my breath without the toad. The toad venom is just to remind you how to breathe. Breathing is what it's all about. Breathing. Right now, I'm getting over a cold. I got cold last night and I'm getting over the cold, but breathing. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Breathe in through the mouth. Out through the nose. Breathing. When you're here, we'll show you how to breathe through the toad. My dad, who is the breath master of my life, after my mom, who is really the breath master of all my breath masters I've met. My dad taught me that I found my breath today, and I thank you, Dad. Love you. 48 years to find my breath, and I got a cold. Okay. Well, I think I rambled enough. sufficient information for now. See you.